What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, with the way that the Multiverse Saga has gone real lately for Marvel Studios, it seems as though any of the pipe dreams for characters we had returning in cameos in Avengers Secret Wars are now all in play. But maybe one that we didn't see coming was Kelsey Grammer's Beast, and especially showing up at the end of the Marvels in a post-credit scene the way that he did. Now, I've long maintained the theory that there's a reason Monica Rambeau had to end up where she did, and we would definitely be seeing that timeline again. We're going to talk about what that theory is during this video, but that's why it comes as no surprise at all with this latest confirmation of an actor who seems like they'll be returning to the MCU sooner than later. We're going to talk about what was revealed, what Kelsey Grammer specifically said, and how this ties to my theory that that timeline is so important for Marvel Studios, the X-Men, and the upcoming Multiverse Saga. We're breaking it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner for Agatha All Along. Again, all you gotta do be a sub, leave a comment if you want. Stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So this was the latest breaking late yesterday from comicbook.com under the headline Kelsey Grammer confirms quote-unquote conversations about Beast return after the Marvels. The Frasier star addresses his potential MCU comeback, where they go on to report, quote, "Of all the portrayals from the Fox X-Men universe of movies, few have become quite as beloved as Kelsey Grammer's Hank McCoy / Beast." Not sure about that, comicbook.com, but okay. The actor first made his debut as the character in 2006's X-Men The Last Stand, and surprised fans everywhere last year when he showed up in the post-credit scenes of the Marvels. Yeah, I'll admit that was a surprise, which showed Monica Rambeau accidentally ending up in a new universe with Beast in an alternate version of her mom, Maria Rambeau Binary. While speaking to comicbook.com about the upcoming second season of Frasier, Grammer hinted that there may have been, quote, some conversations, unquote, about him returning to the Marvel Cinematic Universe following the positive response to his cameo in the Marvels. Quote, "There's nothing I can talk about," Grammer explained in our interview, which you can check out above. "What I do know is that there was a huge sort of outburst when I showed up at the end of the Marvels. I guess it was. The response was really it wasn't unexpected. There'd be some response, but it was pretty overwhelming, and so there's been some conversations." Now again, and based on some of the things I said and during the prologue, I'm not surprised by this revelation at all. I've maintained pretty much since the beginning that if you want to start making a roster of characters that'll be returning in cameos outside of our 616 Avengers, start with the characters and the actors we've already seen. Yeah, we may get a Nicolas Cage returning as Ghost Rider cameo, but more likely the case, it's the actors that have already started working with Marvel Studios, like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine or Wesley Snipes' Blade, or Sir Patrick Stewart's Professor X, or Kelsey Grammer's Beast. And so to me, while it's not huge news that Kelsey Grammer's Beast will be returning, I think the implication that his timeline is returning is a lot more important, and based on my theory I've held since the Marvel's post-credit scene in a video we posted almost a year ago. And while the theory hasn't changed much at all, maybe even more supported now, we actually have a lot more information with the most recent Deadpool and Wolverine, so I'm going to break it down for you guys. Number one, we were never just going to abandon Monica Rambeau and never see her character again. Could it be the case for some other post-credit scenes from earlier in the Multiverse Saga never get their due? Well, yeah, there's still some Easter eggs and stuff left over from the Infinity Saga that never got their due, but this isn't something that was basically an artifact of early Phase 4. It's one of the more recent post-credit scenes, assumably after they started getting things in line for how they wanted the Multiverse Saga to end. So this is something we expected we would be back in their timeline because of Monica Rambeau's importance, and let's face it, unless they planned on doing that off-screen and not showing how she returns to the 616, which seems highly unlikely, we were always going back to that timeline. But that's not why that timeline is so important. The Monica Rambeau timeline, as we'll refer to it now, because we still don't know the precise designation across the multiverse. I know people have theorized it's the 838. We know it's not, because Beast doesn't know about the multiverse, and in the 838, everyone seemed to know about the multiverse. I've also seen it theorized real recently that this may be the futuristic state of the retro future universe we're going to see the Fantastic Four in. I don't believe that's the case either, because I believe the destruction of that world is what will lead the Fantastic Four to the 616 and by the end of the film. The reason that the timeline Monica Rambeau is in is so important is because it's basically a free X-Men timeline for them to have to introduce characters as they need without being beholden to the 10,005 timeline, which is obviously a mess, but in a state of stability right now. The 10,005 has Deadpool, Wolverine, and D23, at least from what we saw in the post-credit scene. We don't know if Channing Tatum's Gambit ended up joining them there or going back to his original universe. And again, I maintain these are the characters that are most likely to cameo in Avengers Secret Wars in front of the, the pipe dream Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider. But Monica Rambeau timeline is so important for Marvel Studios because they can reboot any of the versions of the characters that they need. Remember, Professor X technically died as a member of the Illuminati in the 838, so if they want to bring Professor X back, it couldn't be that version either. Depending on where we are in the 10,005 universe, we know eventually all mutants get wiped out or already have been. So offering them a new timeline with variants of the Fox X-Men characters means whenever we revisit the Monica Rambeau timeline, Marvel Studios can set up exactly which X-Men characters they need and want to, pick and choose, and also bring back other Marvel variants like her mother now playing Binary without having to be beholden to any of the complicated histories of the timelines we've already been introduced to, like the 616, the 838, or the 10,005. Basically a free-for-all timeline where they can do whatever they want, and that definitely makes it a lot easier on their writing team because of already having to explain so much and do the heavy lifting where there are complicated histories. This one's their free-for-all, so if they want or need a character to be introduced, want to bring somebody back, don't want to have to overall explain it, it can always just come from this universe. Now, there may even be further implications than that we can talk about in future theory videos. I think this timeline is extremely important to Marvel Studios, even though we've just been introduced to it, maybe know the least about it outside of the Fantastic Four one we'll be introduced to here soon. But make no mistake, they will be revisiting that timeline and in a major way in an upcoming franchise, and I actually thought it might be before Avengers 5 Doomsday, but it looks more likely the case. Avengers 5 is exactly where that's going to happen to move all the pieces on the chessboard in place before we get to Avengers Secret Wars. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments as always, and if you were in charge of picking all of the variants that are going to come from that universe, who would you make sure to include not just in the X-Men but to bring back in for Avengers Secret Wars? I'm all ears as always. Let me know down in the comments quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel. We will switch to the PlayStation 5 Pro as soon as it comes out. In the meantime, the next giveaway is for the finale of Agatha All Along. We'll also be starting up the watch parties for the doubleheader coming up on the 18th. If you want to be entered to win or for any of the other giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice and the winning comment shown on screen when there is one, so please be safe and vigilant and report any erroneous or spam comments directly to YouTube. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name Allfires, and while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.